All right, Facebook. It's Friday, and it's another opportunity to hang out with you guys. And is Q&A with Alan and Marshall. I'm Marshall Atkinson.
I'm Alan Howe with Easy Way Systems.
And we have somebody with us today. Who is this person?
Who dropped in?
Hi, guys.
Person.
I can't get in front of the camera right. Hold on. I'm
Move the other way.
There, okay.
Marcia,
Hi.
Hi.
Who are you? In case they don't know.
Well, I was the former editor of Impressions Magazine. I worked there for 33 years, was editor-in-chief for 20 years, and was responsible for the content development for the Imprinted Sportswear shows, now Impressions Expo, for 20 years as well. Unfortunately, I had to leave Impressions 3 weeks ago. And now I'm a blessed girl because my very good buddy, Eric Naftal, the owner of Action Engineering, called me immediately and said, get down here, we have to have lunch. And he wined and dined me with Diet Coke and a black bean soup. And the next thing you know, I just started on Tuesday as the new director of marketing and sales. And so I am fired up. You wouldn't believe it. I'm having a blast this week. And I'm having to turn my creative mind into this engineering brilliance behind me and all of the engineers and R&D guys and the people out in the back that are building all this fabulous stuff that we sell. And so I'm not going to talk on product, Eric is, because I have a big learning curve ahead of me. I can't even add two fractions that don't have a common denominator right now. So, but I'll edit something for you all day long. So I have a little learning curve on learning the product line, but I'm here to really, my vision is to help Eric take this brand recognition and really, we make such a unique product line, and there are specialty application palettes for just about anything you can print on, not just screen printing, but also we do some for digital printing for DTGs and stuff. So really to just get our name out there and let people become more familiar with us, because it's a great company with really the stuff that we offer is making your printing easier, faster to load. And we really, the other goal is to get a lot of educational stuff going from us. You know, we do e-blasts every couple of weeks to our customer list. And we invite anybody that wants to get on that to go ahead and send me your email address. I'm at Marcia@actionengineering.com, and that's like Marcia Brady, Marcia. I've heard it a million times. Spell it like that. It's not S-H-A because you don't say Patricia. I'm always getting Marcia. So, but I want to really, those newsletters, our marketing coordinator, Sheree Ramirez, does a fantastic job with those. So we're always promoting what is really a great, unique product and how it can help you take your unique items and really diversify yourself as a printer and sell something other than just t-shirts with these palettes. And she does a great job with these newsletters. So we're going to be putting some more educational content in there, some of our customers' testimonials. And then we're also going to have at the bottom of them a static page that has our live events, because we're going to be doing a lot more of as many of these webcasts as we can to really just kind of educate people. Right now, the face mask printing has saved so many livelihoods of the screen printers out there, as you all know that are listening. And so our goal is to just get people educated, not just on the fact that we sell the specialty attachments, but also how do you do it, especially the form-fitting ones with the weird little ripples and stuff. How do you do it right? You know, because everybody kind of jumped on it. The printers jumped on it, but they were doing DIY, their own little attachments and figuring out themselves and all that. So that's where we want everyone to know about Action and what we have to offer, and really make your job and your life a whole lot easier.
Right. Yeah. So we have some people who want to say hello.
Oh, who's hi?
Cora Cromer hello from Centuria, Wisconsin.
Hi, Cora.
Hello from Nova Scotia, Canada.
Awesome.
Tim. Hi, Tim.
Greg Kitson says good afternoon.
We love Greg.
Hi, Greg.
I actually saw Greg a couple weeks ago.
Sweden.
Gosa from Sweden. I haven't met you. I'm Dante. Peter. Hello.
Peter, and our good buddy Kisa says good morning.
Hi, Kisa.
So thank you so much. And if you're here and you're not leaving a comment, please say hello, and also where you're watching from. We would love to know that.
I think, Marshall, I think it is so fitting that Marcia is our first guest. Now, we had Jack, your son, on there because we were talking earlier, and if people listening don't know, this started as you and I doing a seminar called Q&A with Alan and Marshall at ISS Long Beach this year.
Right. Right.
And I remember, Marcia, you might know this, when Marshall called me about it and said, I want to put this in, it's submitted. What do you think? And I want you to do it with me. I said, I would love to do it with you, but I don't know that anybody would come. And I'm not sure ISS would do it. He goes, well, I'm jumping the gun. Marcia loved it. So he just
you happen to know
get Alan out. So and I remember that first one, I wasn't sure anybody would come. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was a great session, and unfortunately, because of COVID, they had to cancel the rest of the shows, because I think that thing would have gained a lot of traction throughout the year. But that's what's so great about you guys doing it virtually now, and that's all we can do with the cancellation of the trade shows, because you cannot social distance at them. I totally understand why they had to cancel them, but so this online education is the way to go, and a lot of people are doing it, and I think getting more experts like you guys and Charlie and Aaron and Terry, all those guys out there that are giving real information, because as you guys know, there's a ton of screen printing groups out there on Facebook, and false information flying back and forth, and the veterans are getting all worked up, and the young people don't understand, and millennials don't pay attention, and I'm just enjoying my AARP card. I'm in my mid-50s now.
Well, and I love, because Marshall, we were talking too, the time and the day came up, because 12 noon on Friday was when we were scheduled to do Atlantic City. And then we said, well, let's do it the same day, same time. And that's how the first one.
And that seminar, in case you guys don't know, was the non-seminar seminar. There was no slides. There was no prepared anything. A lot like this show, where we just kind of leave it, right?
What should we talk about?
It's all about getting your questions answered. And so we want to make sure that actually, if you guys have a question that you need answered right now, please put it in the comments. Mm-hmm. But I want to say hello to some more people. Rob Coleman says,
hi,
hey,
Rob. Susan.
Say hi
to Mike.
Marcia, right? I guess we're chatting.
Rob tuned in for me, right? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Mike, and go Dallas Stars. Thanks, Mike and Sue.
Right. And
my Fort Worth buddies. I know.
At Fort Worth. David Landisman says, do you think ISS Long Beach will be canceled? What do you think about that, Marcia?
I don't think so. As of now, they're saying no. So we'll hopefully not. I miss everybody. It's great to see everybody virtually. And then we're not going to be able to hug and stuff. And that's going to really be bad news. But I hope not, David. I really don't. I hope not, because we get back on the circuit.
Keith says, good morning. How's it going, Keith? Rob says you should coordinate times with Ray from Wolflex to generally have a live noon as well. So in conflict.
Well, we were up first. We were on first.
Clearly, first, Rob.
Yeah.
Clearly, Ray is stepping on our toes.
We pissed on that tree a long time ago. We marked the tree off.
Hey, we have the power behind us bigger than Avion. Well, maybe not, but okay.
Yeah. And Charlie says, hey, Marshall and Alan.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. We'll see you on the 11th.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, all right. So
you want to take it over?
I know you're just getting settled, Marcia. So what's the first thing you're going to do other than bone up on your action engineering vocabulary?
What do you mean as far as the job? What's your next step? Well, to really, again, to spread the word, and especially internationally, I've already spent this week reaching out to a lot of media partner publishers that I've known that are personal friends of mine. So actually, we shared this event today. I shared it with my friend Nicola, that is the publisher of Specialist Printing Worldwide out of the UK. Awesome. And she, her magazine goes to all of Europe. And then she also, we had Devang posted in Screen Print India. And so hopefully, and they're on a time change, which is why at the end, like Marshall said, they're going to post the link so people can go back and watch the archived version. Yep. And then Nicola also posted it in Screen Print Sri Lanka this morning. And then we know, was it Gustav in Switzerland? Yep. I'm sorry, Gustav?
Gustav, he's in Sweden.
Sweden, not Switzerland.
Actually, it's Uppsala, Sweden.
Uppsala. That's such a fun word to say.
It's a great one. I try to use it often in casual conversation now.
If you're watching right now, I want you out loud to say Uppsala.
Uppsala. You're like, it's fun.
It's so fun.
I still ghost this picture on there. It's like, I think he is like the, what do we say? The Chuck Norris.
Here it is.
He's just badass.
There it is.
Just badass as can be. So.
Right. All right,
We
cool.
love Gusta. He's been a great supporter since day one. So thank you.
Cool.
And Rob says, LOL, truth. Charlie says he's looking forward to the visit.
Oh, good. Good. Well, you want to talk to the boss man, the guy that knows it all?
Sure, bring him on.
All right. It was great seeing everybody. I've missed you very much in my 3-week summer sabbatical. I couldn't sleep the first week because I'm used to working so much because I'm German. But by the second week, it was Price is Right at 11 and Let's Make a Deal at 10. And now I'm in here at 5:30 in the morning being German again. So I'm missing all the good shows. But that's okay. It's totally worth it to be having fun with my buddy Eric.
Right.
And the great team here.
I did talk to you on the phone, and you were down in Destin, Florida, so it wasn't all of it.
That's why if anybody has an HD screen and you see I need some Head and Shoulders, that's my peeling. I look like the Rock Lobster right now. I forgot how white the sand is down there. I did have sunscreen on, but yesterday, all week long, I've been doing microdermabrasion at night because my face has just been peeling all over Eric's desk all week. And I'm like, please be gone by Friday.
Oh, you're fine.
Great.
All right. Well, it was great talking to everybody. I'm going to hand you over to Eric because he's going to tell you a lot of great stuff that you need to know.
Sounds good.
All right. Great talking to all you guys.
Yeah. Hey, while we're waiting, Sean says, hey, Marcia, it's okay, and Alan, Sean from Alpharetta.
How you doing, Sean?
Hey, very good.
Hey,
How are
Eric.
you guys?
Good.
Wow, this is awesome. Thank you very much for having me today.
Yeah, well, we're excited to have you on and excited to talk to you guys with Action Engineering about everything you're working on and what you bring to this industry. I think it's just another level of awesomeness. And I hope everybody knows who Action Engineering is. And if they don't, Eric, why don't you just kind of fill them in?
Action Engineering focuses on production accessories for use on screen printing machines and for use on DTG machines. The products that we make are going to help your production rates get better. They're going to help your final product look better. And the number one part of the industry that we service really are the pallets. And we offer standard and specialty application pallets for use on basically every machine on the market.
Yeah.
The specialty application pallets are what we're most really well known for. And when you buy a machine, you're going to get a standard set of pallets. It's going to allow you to print on a limited size range of shirts. And what we do is we offer a large number of options of pallets that allow you a lot of versatility as to what your machine is going to be able to print. That's it in a nutshell. And we do a ton of custom designs. People bring us, we have this that we want to print. This is the machine that we have to print with. And how about designing the pallet for us? That's a lot of what we do too.
I remember the first product I think I remember associating with Action Engineering. Your name was a hold down unit you had, and it was built well. It was well priced, and we back then it was jacket hold downs, but now you use them for double layered jerseys and everything like that. And it was a great unit. And you keep coming up with different products. Hold down unit, had attachments. All the way to now where, the big thing has been the mask.
Yeah, it has been. It has.
You must have, pandemic started and you must have did you have that design in your head on a whiteboard somewhere going, one day someone's going to print mask and I'm going to be ready? Or how did you come up with that?
Well, I got to tell you that I was given a little bit of a nudge from my very good friend Ryan Moore,
Sure.
the owner of Ryannet and of course Allmade.
Yep.
When all of this started, I was on the phone every day with all of my number one dealers. Everybody was panicking. Everybody was, what's going on? We're all talking to each other every day. What are you doing? What does the landscape look like? What do you think the next steps are? What do you see going forward over the next 30 days? And I was on the phone with Ryan every day. And I guess almost the second week of February, he said to me, I am going to be converting my Allmade production to start manufacturing face masks And Eric, you ought to try to figure out a way to print these. And immediately I was just, oh my God, you're right. And I give him credit for motivating us to initiate development of this product line. He really is the one that said you need to start working on that. So
doesn't March seem like 3 years ago?
Oh.
It does. I know. Yeah. What a roller coaster ride it has been.
Yep.
We went from. I had a spreadsheet called Apocalypse 2020. This was, okay. We're going to have to cut these people first cut, these people in the next round, and I mean we got it down to the point where we were ready to, even my wife and I discussed we're going to sell the house and move into the shop. So there was absolutely no ever possibility of Action Engineering going out of business over this. That would never have possibly happened.
Right.
But it definitely got scary for a short amount of time, and very quickly just catapulted from there to where we are right now is more busy than we have ever been. And we're keeping up with it, actually. We are 3 times the volume that we were pre-pandemic, and almost completely up to date with our shipping schedules. And I got to tell you guys, this is the most fun I've ever had in my life.
Is your production jammed? Is it? It's not all mask hold downs, is it?
A large part of it is.
A large part
of it is, yes. We had one day last week where we manufactured and shipped 500 mask pallets.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we have a very high demand for these. And when the mask pallet was initially designed, it was designed very similar to what all of the other hold downs were designed, like you mentioned. And the price point was around $550, $600. And it was very, very quickly apparent to me that we had to completely redesign our hold down to be able to accommodate the incredible demand that we were seeing and that we projected. I came up with spreadsheets and projections as to what this might turn into, and realized that the way we're manufacturing right now is not something that we could really do going into a hot market. I guess you can say it's a hot market. I could say this is probably the hottest market the world has ever seen. So
great.
It really is. So
speaking of the world, our buddy Yosta from Sweden wants to know, is it only U.S. or worldwide? So how can he get what you do, Eric?
Yosta, he's in Sweden, Eric. So Marshall said.
Hi, Yosta. It's a pleasure to see you. Great question. Thank you. The very first order we ever had went to the largest printer in Europe, in Poland, by the way. I won't tell you who, but you probably know who I'm talking about. So
I think that was we know who that is.
That could probably be one of one guys.
Can they order directly from your webpage? How does it work? If I live in Sweden, how am I ordering from you?
We have dealers all over the world. I would call your local dealer. They are all very familiar with Action Engineering products. We ship through our dealer network all over the world. Our website is not able to do international orders, but if you want to speak to us directly, please email me, Eric, ERIK, at actionengineering.com, and I will make sure that you are given the information that you need.
Great. And we have some guests here that I want to kind of throw out there. David Landesman says, please play a tune for us, Eric.
Hi, David.
Yeah.
And Jordan Cook says, hello.
Hey,
Jordan, where are you located at? Yeah, Jordan didn't put where he's located at. So
yeah. And Novati Nugo says, whatever that means. Good job.
He's saying hi and okay. Novati, how you doing? Please let us know where you're located.
Hi, Novati.
Rob says products they make are awesome.
Rob is awesome. I've known him for years. Greg, one of the greatest guys I've ever met.
Greg,
he did us the honor of visiting us a few years ago, and spent a few hours with me here at the factory.
Well, earlier you didn't see it, Eric. You were behind. Rob posted that he's listening just because of Marsha.
Nice.
So I don't know what that says about Marshall and I, but I've known Rob a long time. We know now.
And then Dan Solomon was impressed at your 500 a day stat. So
awesome.
I was impressed with that. The team worked very hard today.
if you're watching and you have a question for Eric, I'm sure he's happy to take them. So put your question or your comment into the chat so we can get that out. Otherwise, we have no idea what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody want to see what a face mask palette looks like?
Yes.
Bring it on.
All right.
Where's Vanna?
Oh yeah, let's let Vanna.
Vanna.
Vanna. Well, first up,
Gotta get in the camera.
This is a single one.
okay, these are the most common mask palettes that we're making are the singles. We have 3 different formats or shapes that we came up with.
Up. There you go.
Right there.
Sorry
Good.
about that. Yeah. So when all this started, I was in touch with all the different mills, and they were in touch with us, and everybody was sending us samples, what they were going to do. I had a lot of the mills that were calling me saying, we want to design our masks around the pallets that you're making. So it kind of went both directions. I had a lot of input from the mills. The mills had input from us on what's a good way to kind of go about putting the whole programs together. We have 3 shapes. This we refer to as the universal palette. 3x3 is the image capacity, and it works on basically all of the mask designs that are on the market right now. Limiting factor, small little print area, 3x3. This same setup is also something we're applying now to the youth sizes of masks. As kids are going back to school, we're seeing a large increase in youth face mask palettes. So it's the same thing, just smaller. Smallest one we make is 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. And so we have, of course, the masks are typically 2 layers of rubber, and you have to use this kind of method to hold the 2 layers down. So we'll lay the mask over. Do I have a mask somewhere? Where do I have a mask? Yeah, that's the one. Here's a nice mask our friends at Sandmar made. Can you see that?
Cool.
Yeah. So we lay the mask over it. Okay, and we drop it down, and now you see it's all pulled tight. It's all held well in place for printing. And 2 layers of material, obviously, you have to hold down like this, because if you tried to use spray glue, it would hold the bottom layer, but it's not going to hold the top. So this method of holding down multiple layers is one that we developed during this entire pandemic and during the development of face mask palettes. We had something completely different we were doing, but we redesigned it so that we'd be able to produce them quick and be able to produce them cost effectively. We had hold downs that we were selling for $500, $600. This one is selling for 1/3 of that, even less. So we recognized that people were very concerned about their finances and didn't want to necessarily look at a $600 solution. And we were able to come up with something that would do the job just as well and be very durable for a fraction of the price, and something that we can produce very, very quickly, which was really key to be able to supply the
We have a
market.
question, Eric.
Yes, sir.
Adam wants to know, do you have any recommendations for making sure flood bars themselves are at the right angle, like how they were originally produced? We have some flood bars that have been handed pretty rough, and they don't match the angles of the others. So do you do flood bars and stuff too? How do you do that?
Yeah, certainly we do. The original product lineup for us is pallets, squeegees, and flood bars. We do a ton of squeegees and specialty application squeegees and flood bars. The settings for these should be exactly what you're using for a t-shirt. If you got a 15-degree angle on your squeegee now, that's what you'll be using for this. It's just like printing on a regular t-shirt. There's nothing different whatsoever. Did I answer that question?
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure. Adam, did he answer your question? Is that what you wanted to know?
He was asking on flood bars, and I think, and Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm reading this, you have some flood bars that are at one angle and some are at another. And
that's creating variables, man. You need to get rid of the ones that don't work.
Yeah, exactly. It says that they have been handled pretty rough. That will nick and destroy some flood bars. So yeah, that needs to not happen.
Yeah.
Now, Eric, you manufacture flood bars, pallets, even your the mask platens, because I know you have a single one and one for a 4-up one.
Yeah.
But those can go on any machine.
Yeah.
You actually make them to fit any machine, on there. So
we do. We supply basically every single manual and automatic machine that's produced in the world.
Mhm.
We are an OEM supplier to quite a number of the machine manufacturers. Most of the companies that you're familiar with here in the United States, we work with directly, and I will say that we are Switzerland. Every one of the machines are fantastic.
that's right.
They are all wonderful machines. It doesn't matter which one you buy; they're all great, and they all have pros and cons. They all have different price points. All you need to make sure is that you got a lot of different pallets, and you'll have a great machine.
Now your flood bars, so depending on the machine and the application, you actually make flood bars at different angles too, correct?
That would not be necessarily accurate to say. We produce a couple of different varieties of flood bars. We have winged flood bars, and then we have winged flood bars that are outfitted for use on water-based. But the flood bars that we manufacture, we don't really put differing angles into them.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, I was talking with Charlie Toblieb earlier, and he was showing me the thing that you guys are designing for water-based ink that fits inside the screen. Do you have that? Can you talk about that, or is that too secret?
No, not at all. This was, we are affectionately referring to this as Charlie's Wall until we can think of a maybe alternative name for the product. But this is a device that drops into a screen, and it's for use with wing flood bars or with standard flood bars. But as you know, when you flood a screen and then you stroke it with the squeegee, it generates a trail of ink to the left and to the right of the squeegee. Winged flood bars have been employed for years to recapture that ink and try to contain it between the squeegee and the flood bar, but they don't work 100% effectively. What this device does is completely captures every bit of ink, and it will completely eliminate any possibility of having to stop that machine to scrape ink from the side of your screen back into the inkwell. It will allow you to put more ink into the screen so that you don't have to stop the machine as often to ink it, and you will also not have to stop the machine whatsoever to scrape the ink back in between the squeegee and the flood bar. Its price point has not quite been established. It'll be economical, but the ROI on this is going to be so easy to calculate and so quick. It'll probably pay for itself in a week, literally.
Right.
I don't have one here. I'd grab one and show it to you, but I don't have one in my house.
Right.
And so when would that be in the market? Like January?
I'm hoping before January. Charlie had the first one. He's taking it on Charlie's Roadshow. He took it to the first customer yesterday, gave us some feedback. We got a little work to do, a couple quick revisions that we're working on today, and have something out to him tomorrow. And this is totally Charlie's idea. He came up with this idea. We of course took his idea and made it work, but this was his idea, start from scratch.
Great. And by the way, Lon's watching. And
Hi,
happy birthday, Lon.
Happy birthday, Lon.
And Rob Coleman wants us to sing happy birthday. So why don't we do that quick?
You know, I hate Rob Coleman.
Really, Rob?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Lon. Happy birthday to you.
Oh man,
I'm kind of hoarse already.
Kind of bad.
And
yeah.
So because of that, Rob, NASDAR is now our official sponsor. They will be paying us money from now on. Right, Rob?
That's right. Yes.
Can I answer this question to Adam?
Yes.
Sure.
Adam, throw them away, bud.
Yeah.
Throw them away. There's nothing you can do. Buy new ones. End of story. I'm serious.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing you can do with them. Throw them away.
Yeah.
They're not expensive. You're going to waste your time trying to get these things machined to perfection. It'll never happen. Just buy brand new ones. I'm not trying to get a sale. I'm trying to be realistic here. It's just not going to happen.
Here's the other
I
thing
agree.
is in screen printing, we want to be reducing variables at every opportunity, and having flood bars that don't work right, or you kind of played machinist,
Yep.
you're still not going to be in spec. And so one of the things we want to do is we want to standardize things. I would get another set, and that way you know it's right and just be done with it.
Yeah. If you have something like a nick in them and stuff, you could take maybe and sand that off a burr. But if they're bent, yeah, they're gone. You got to start over, and then have SOPs with your production staff, making sure these are taken care of. These are not consumables; they are equipment, and treat them as such.
And also, by the way, my friend, if you haven't tried winged flood bars yet, they are the most easy ROI you will ever possibly spend your money on. I'll give you your first one at 50% off.
Oh wow!
You will thank me. That 50% off deal is still good. We did that initially when we came out with winged flood bars. Actually, when I came out with winged flood bars, which was in 1992, the offer was first one for free.
Wow!
And I had a lot of people take me up on it. But guess what? They just sat on the shelf forever. Nobody ever wanted to try it. They didn't have any money. So we do a 50% off now, and you'll have a little skin in the game. You'll try it now that you got a little money on the line.
Right.
If you tell me even after that you don't like it, I'll give you my UPS account number, ship it back to me, and I'll give you the full 50% back. It's an absolute no-brainer once you have these things in hand. Winged flood bars, amigo. It's the way to go.
Absolutely.
And they're made of stainless steel. They won't get nicked.
Cool. Good.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have the winged flood bars. Okay, good.
Good. By the way, everybody wants to comment on our singing, so I want to hear you do better. So if you're leaving a comment, post a video on Facebook of you singing "Happy Birthday to Lon," and then we'll talk.
Exactly.
But,
Wow, this is fun.
Rob Coleman, you are so dead when I see you.
Hey, can I see the back for? Sure. So we came out with face masks, face mask pallets. We have 3 different shapes. We recently came out with this one that allows you to print 4 face masks at once.
That's great.
You got this side of it, and so it's not quite going to give you 4 times the production rate, but pretty close to it. We've got these components on the top right here. We refer to them as squeegee ramps. Sorry, can't get the angle here quite right. But
yeah, no, that's good.
This component right now is going to allow the squeegee to make a very smooth transition from one pallet to the other. Can you see me there?
Yeah, perfect.
All right. So we call it the Fab 4.
So everything is even, right? There's no bumps.
Correct. That's the reason for having the squeegee ramp. It just makes the transition from one of the pallets to the next one a very smooth transition, and you don't have any squeegee hop between them at all.
Perfect.
That's great.
And that leads us into our next point, Marshall, the mask game.
Oh yeah, let me throw that up there. So everybody can put masks or switch it to masks, but what other games are out there, right? Banners and tote bags and all kinds of stuff. And I think people, bandanas, like jackets, there's all kind of things that people can be printing besides t-shirts. And I think a lot of times we get stuck in a rut and we only think about what's in front of us. And right now there's a lot of craziness going on, and what else can we be doing to bring in some revenue? And this is kind of the topic for today. So just like with Eric, right? So, what's going on? Everybody switches to mask. What do? They develop a mask platen. That's their best selling thing, right? So what if, Eric, what if you hadn't made that switch? Where would your company be?
I will tell you that the rest of our business is back to pre-pandemic levels or better. We're strong. We're looking at 3 times volume right now, but it is not all mass pallets, not by a long shot.
Yeah.
They're a big part of that. But the rest of our business, the rest of the products that we're selling, I am so very glad to say that we are back to normal levels right now, with even better. We're even ahead of where we were. And why are we? I am not 100% sure. But I'm very glad to see the numbers are where they are.
So Eric, why don't you take Stephen's question here? A lot of the masks you print have 2 or more layers. Will the 4-way eliminate mask moving?
Well, our single way will eliminate the mask moving. You don't need the 4-way if you have multiple layers. We have a single, we have double, and we have the Fab 4. And the majority of everything we're shipping are the singles. They are the most cost effective and the most easy to set up artwork for, and to kind of get things rolling quickly on the production end. Any of our mask palettes are going to take your double layer and multi-layer masks and hold them in place during printing. I want to also make another point. There's quite a number of single layer masks on the market, the most popular being Bella. You should not be using spray glue ever when you're printing on a face mask. It's going to hinder the breathability of the face mask.
Yeah.
So even if it's single layer, don't use glue. Use a hold down. You're only hurting the performance of the mask to the end user if you're going to try and use spray glue with these things. So don't do it.
Great.
How's that?
Stephen says we have the single already, but the gaskets are starting to give away. Can they buy that part?
No. Send me a picture. I have not heard of any problems on anything from anybody. So this is not a design that will allow you to replace the rubber on it. But we could possibly replace the head frame. Would be easier to do.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
So Stephen, here's Eric's email address. You want to throw that photo to him? This is where you send it.
It'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
Great questions.
Yeah.
What else?
So the rest of the games that are being played out there, what else is everybody else doing? We have talked about, so I just came in off the road. There are people still doing masks. I'm seeing a lot of companies still do neck labels. I'm seeing a lot of companies, doing signs. DTG is good. Talk about the DTG pallets you have.
I will absolutely do that, but you reminded me of something I meant to bring up, and I'd like to say that first. And mask pallets have more than one purpose. Guess what? They're not just for printing masks.
Yeah.
You can also print 2-ply shorts, athletic shorts, are going to be able to get printed on this. It's going to be great for doing tagless without the use of adhesive. I had a gentleman in my office, in my showroom earlier, who was asking me, man, what, I'm going to buy 24 of these for 2 different machines. And, please tell me there's something else I can do with these things. And we looked at them, and I showed him how we're going to be able to print shorts. We're going to be able to print tagless without the use of adhesive now. So there's going to be uses for these pallets after all of this goes away. You'll still have a reason to have these things. So I'm sorry, what was that? Soft coolers, thank you. Soft coolers too. What does that mean, Lon? I'm not sure I understand what that is.
Well, he was talking about what else can you print with it. He's talking about soft coolers.
Koozies.
Koozies, yes. Possibly. I haven't tried that myself.
I think he's talking about like the 2-ply soft coolers like you put your lunch in.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you could print on underwear too with this.
Actually, we're assuming we know what Lon's talking about. Maybe Lon, you should be more specific.
Let us know what those are. We don't know what soft coolers are. We're ignorant.
Right.
Anyway, so what was that other question again? Sorry, before I interrupted you.
We're
waiting on Lon.
He wanted to know the email address, and so here's one from Dan. It says singles are cheap and curl anyways. The ornament shop offer them not as protected. They curl and hard to keep their shape to put on again.
Good to see you, bud. Thanks for watching, man. Good to see you, bud. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of the singles going around anymore.
Right.
I haven't seen, nobody's been sending samples. We got a ton of samples in middle, late February of those things, but I really haven't seen any lately.
Yeah.
And Tim says, could we use the pallets for any other 2-ply items? Of course, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, we said that you could use them for doing athletic shorts. We have had a product for putting on athletic shorts, a hold down at 7.5 by 7.5, that typically in the course of a year would ship out several hundred of these things.
Mm-hmm.
I will probably assume that we won't ship any of those for the next 5 years after as many of these mask pallets as we put out. But yes, the mask pallet can be used for printing anything double layer. You'll also be able to do tagless inside neck label printing with them, and they'll positively have a use in your production when this whole COVID thing comes to an end.
Yeah, and Susan wants to know, what is the best-selling face mask hold down that you have?
Great question. I was just doing an analysis recently. Right now, our flat fit. Hey.
Almost took out a finger.
This one. We got bad lighting here or something. There we go. This one right now, the flat fit represents 50% of every order. The flat fit has an image capacity of 5 3/4 inches wide, 3 1/4 inches long, and it is right now running at 50% of everything that we're shipping. 33% of the orders have been going to Universal, and 27% have been going to the Form Fit.
Okay, cool.
And that's the mix since beginning of March. That's been the mix.
So Juan followed up. He said, just did some for GSG. We made a video for them. Keep your beverages cold. Wine coolers, soft-sided.
Cool.
Awesome.
So there's what you could use platen for besides masks. So that's
Awesome
great.
to know. Good. Thank you very much for letting us know, bud.
And then Cora wants to know about DTG platens.
Well, we're manufacturing
heat press.
heat press. We do not presently offer any products for use on heat presses, but we do for the DTG. I have for quite a number of years been worked for many years directly with the engineering department at Kornit, and we have a very full product line of accessories for use on the Kornit. I was very grateful for the help of the initial management and engineering team at Kornit. I was at the facility in Tel Aviv several times, and they held my hand, really helping us get up to speed. Their team has been to my factory on several occasions to work with us directly. So we have really a great full product line for use on Kornit. We just recently started to develop.
Sorry, I forgot to put it on.
We're new at this.
Airplane noise. No.
Usually it's me that does that. So way to go, Marshall. Way to make me feel good.
Yeah, that's only one of my clients. I'm sure it's not an emergency.
Yeah.
We've also recently helped out my very good and long-term friend Harry Oster with Equipment Zone, is Epson's major #1 dealer by a long shot, and been working with him to develop face mask pallets and coming up with some other printing solutions for the Epson as well. So, but screen printing is a vast majority of our real volume. But always looking to expand, always looking at other stuff. We have a very busy R&D department. You may know from your experience that we have hundreds of products on our website. That is a fraction of everything that's been developed. We are constantly coming out with new ideas, and just like you mentioned, Charlie's Wall. We at any given point have 5 different products under development. Some of them go great, some of them don't. I am just an inventor. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world to do is come up with an idea, have somebody tell me of one of their challenges, and come up with ideas and ways to solve it. And Everybody here enjoys what we do, and there's certainly a lot more great products coming down the line from us in the future, I'm sure.
So you currently have face mask pallets for Kornit and Epson.
We do.
Direct-to-garment.
We
Wonderful.
do. We do.
Hey, so Dan says some good findings, changes that come out of every disaster, or in this case, a pandemic, new pallets for new uses. In my case, I developed a new customer base of smaller shops, which are home-based printers.
Perfect.
That's exactly what we're talking about. And we don't, you can't predict what's going to happen, but what we need to be doing is, here's Alan's favorite word, pivoting.
Pivoting.
To something new.
After 2020, we are not allowed to use the word pivot ever again.
And,
I've heard it like every day, 30 times a day.
Oh, I say, yeah. This
or
is
here's the other phrase. In times like these.
in times
Like these, yeah.
Yeah, I've been finishing off most of my letters to people saying, stay safe and stay sane.
I like stay sane. Yeah.
Stay sane. This is a real head scratcher.
Well, you're assuming they were sane to begin with.
Good point. Right. Stay as sane as you normally are. How's that?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. So this has been a roller coaster. I know every business owner in the world, I'm sure, has exactly the same thoughts in his mind that went through mine back in the middle of February when we were told that you're not allowed to do business. It was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. I was with my wife, just looking, going, what are we doing? What is going on?
Right.
I was here at my office with my administrations, my assistants, and we were looking at spreadsheets, looking at worst case scenarios, and what's going to happen if you don't see an order for the next 6 months. What happens if you don't see an order for the next 6 months?
Right.
Fortunately, it didn't last quite that long. The whole face mask thing came in. The CDC made the announcement on March 1st that they were advising everybody to start working on start wearing face masks, and it was 3 weeks before that we actually initiated development of this. And I have every bit of this is documented on my personal Facebook page. Every few days, every kind of little process, every new step that was made along the way, little Facebook post is there to kind of remind me exactly the process that went into motivating and developing the product line. And it's kind of interesting. I go back and look at it about every week, and I look back and I'm like, you mean all of this is only 12 weeks old?
Yeah, right.
All this 12, 16 weeks old is all this has been. It seems like an eternity.
And that is
12 minutes left in the show, and I kind of want to throw this up here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So tomorrow is August the 1st. We're in the final stretch of this year, and who can't wait to get through 2020? So we're in the final stretch, I think, and I'm really thinking, August, we're turning some corners here. And I want everybody to be really thinking about that 90 days from today is October the 29th. And as a business owner or, whatever you do, you need to be thinking about what should you be doing so you can have goals achieved in the next 90 days. And if you start mapping that out now and doing the work, it's going to come true. If you wait, you're going to be dead meat. So your brain needs to be out that many weeks all the time. And so that way you've got some good success that's going to be heading into Q4 and Q1 of next year. So I'm really putting the challenge down to you guys to buckle up and get some stuff done, right? So what are you willing to commit to in the next 90 days? And if you're willing, throw a comment here about what your plans are or what you need to be doing, that kind of stuff, if you're brave enough. How many people will comment? I don't know. But
I think, what Eric said, that was perfect of, okay, there could be an opportunity coming up. Nobody knew what was in the future. And just a conversation with him and Ryan Moore going, here's what we're doing. Can you help us out? Now, that thing could have died. It could have been 3 weeks. Pandemic is not a pandemic. and you could have had all that work done, but you were not going to stand pat. You're sitting there going, what do we do if we shut down and don't get an order? And I think that's where we still are. Some people are waiting for things to get back to normal. And Marshall, what do we say? There is no normal.
There is no waiting.
There is no more wait. We did that last week. There is no waiting. There is no waiting, and there's no back to normal. There's the next normal. We have to keep moving forward. You have to keep looking for opportunities, and you have to keep planning and try to look into the future and navigate.
Right. So Dan says it was, at least for me, and I'm sure many others, an honor to be some part of a benefit during these times, sort of making me proud of our industry. We all want to be some benefit during these times. And let me tell you, we have the best industry.
We do.
You know, some stragglers aside, most people in this industry are very supportive, and we're here for each other. And Lon says, charging forward, staying positive, trying to bottle what we do in smaller portions in some phone virtual online platforms. Way out of my comfort zone, but exciting too. Getting help from friends. So good job, Lon.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, what do you think? What's your next 90 days look like?
I hope I'm alive. Gentlemen, I have worked 12-hour days every single day since the middle of February. I get into my office every day by 4 a.m., and I'm usually here till 3 to 4 every day. I'm wanting, over the next 90 days, I'm hoping for maybe a break. How about that?
Yeah.
I've got a lot lined up. We have quite a number of extremely exciting opportunities that are being presented to us right now that I don't want to go into any significant detail other than to say that after 30 years in business, we're making a pretty significant advance right now. And it is the most exciting time I've ever had as a business owner, and indeed, sincerely, the most exciting time I've ever had in my life right now. I do understand that is not the case for everybody. And I know there's a lot of companies out there that are really, really struggling. This is what's going on with us is a very unique condition. It's great here, but I'm very aware. I know a lot of our customers have said they're struggling. If it wasn't for face masks, they'd be dead.
Absolutely.
Right.
So face masks are something that has helped out the industry. It really, without face mask printing, I think there'd be a lot of companies that are going out. I want to take a moment myself to recognize that one of the most important printers in the world lost his business during this. Our good friend Andy Anderson.
Yep.
And, I am so heartbroken that this unbelievable gentleman could not last through this. And I know there's quite a lot of other companies that are not going to last through this, and it's a horrible thing. I think the most important thing for most people over the next 90 days is try to survive. Try to make sure the bills are paid. You're able to retain key employees, and if you can grow, great. I think really a lot of people right now are just in survival mode, and the name of the game right now, everyone, is live to fight another day.
I agree with that. So we have some comments. Cora's taking us up on the challenge. She's going to be getting online. So good job, Cora. And Rex says we're rocking record year again for us, looking for our new mask platens. I guess he just ordered some.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Rob says you need to take a holiday, buddy.
I
I'll
think
do
that's
that.
an application to Rob's boat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm there.
Guys, it's been a letdown for us the next 90 days. Good job, Rex.
Good
Rex,
job,
where
Rex.
are you? Where's your shop, Rex? Let us know. Brian says, all things considered,
Yes.
Keith says online stores was a goal this year, but is taking over for several customers. So my goal is increasing them and setting up, improving, cross-training existing and new employees. So we do have the issue we've had with the mask. So good job, Keith.
Yeah.
Way to commit.
Good job. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think, the mask, Marshall, we have talked, I remember early on, our mask a thing. And I said, I think it's going to, I remember I was the little bit more going, I think it's going to be a thing for a while, but not long term. And we talked a few weeks ago on the show. Masks are a real thing. They are going to be here for a while. I think it is going to be a product. And we need to look at it that it's not just anything you do. You don't just do masks. You still do shirts. You still do hats. You still do embroidery.
Right.
You still do signs. But you need to do it. It's another product. It's another tool in your toolbox. It's another item to offer your customers and to make yourself valuable over the competition. And if you're not looking at every, one of the things with my clients, some of them have been clients of mine, some I want them to be. And I'm just flat out saying it. During the times we have, is there anything that's not on the table? It's all on the table. Make sure you're doing it and you're using every tool available to you.
Right. Rob says, sound advice here from Eric. I would add, if you're struggling with your payables, communicate with your supplier.
Absolutely. Perfect.
Work with you.
Absolutely. I know for us, and as a supplier manufacturer, Rob works for a supplier manufacturer. They're also one of our dealers, so a little shameless plug there. But we know everybody's in the same boat. We've been in that boat and stuff. Communicate with your suppliers.
Absolutely.
Don't ignore it.
Yep.
If communication is still the best thing.
Right. And
Great.
be honest. It's okay.
Yeah. And we've had to do it in our lives. We were pretty open here. Marshall's done it. I've had to do it with, during some of this with some of my just home bills and stuff. I had to do it on there with one. She said, hey, it's going to be a little late. You have it on this date. Promise. They marked it down. They said, perfect. No knock on my credit. Just they were saying, appreciate your communication.
Right.
Done. So
that's so true.
I'm sorry, Eric. Go ahead.
Well, I was only going to add that my team and I had the discussion of what to do with receivables during this time, and I said to them, do not put any pressure on anybody. Just let it go. If 30 days turns into 60, if it turns into 90, just let it go. We'll get through this. These are guys that we've known for many, many years. We trust them. We know they'll survive this. Don't put any real pressure on them. Keep shipping them, even though they're 3 months behind right now. Keep going. Just don't. Just make sure we all stay in touch.
Yep.
After that, make sure we all stay in touch.
Yeah.
Communication.
Mm-hmm.
So Beverly says recommendations for online fundraiser type stores. And so there's a gazillion ways you can do that, Beverly. And I would ask, what software are you currently using? I know shops that use Spotify for that. I know shops that use Printavo Merch or Inksoft. There's lots of really great tools out there. I think what you need to do is find the one that fits you best. And then I would, if you're not currently doing anything, I would be writing like a little mini business plan about how you're going to do it, how you're going to make money. What do you need? What does the online store need? What type of reporting, production scheduling, that kind of stuff. So you're buying what you need and not buying things that you'll never use. So, happy to help you with that. If you're stuck, you can shoot me an email at, where's mine? Right here. Shoot me an email, and then let's get a day and time, and we can have a call. Okay. Rex says we've printed endless hundreds of bandanas. We try to avoid masks, but got a prepaid order for 100 from a longtime customer. So we've had to order a couple of the dual mask platens. Okay, great.
Great.
And he's in Oregon, by the way.
Thank you very much for your order, sir.
Yeah, Brian says Christmas. Lon says, well done, gents. Back at it. Thanks. Appreciate
it, Lon.
Thank you, sir. Thanks, bud.
Happy birthday, Lon.
And Dan says, we should have a traveling sculpture of Andy Anderson that goes to every show that represents him and his dedication to quality, contributions, and passion for art reproduction on the apparel. He is the beacon of light in a large sea, the benchmark for print and personality. Love that guy. Dan, I couldn't say that better.
Perfect.
How come we don't have a sculpture of Andy Anderson?
We should.
You know what? And Andy, for all the awards, and I think last count, it was almost 108, I think, 105 awards he has won. And if you talk to him, he doesn't care about that. Andy Anderson goes down as one of the nicest, most humblest guys in the industry. And I was honored. I'm honored to know him, honored to call him a friend. And when I would go into a shop, I was nobody. And he just treated me like I was gold. And
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Great. So Beverly says she uses Shopworks. Okay, that's great. So what you might want to look at is Inksoft or maybe Shopify. I believe they have stuff that syncs with Shopworks, so you can have your all your orders like flow into Shopworks, so you don't have to do any order entry. So you might want to call those people up and see if you can get some a demo or a sync or something. So
absolutely.
Cora says, I agree. My prayers go out to him. Yosa says, you got me starting web shop next 90-day work on that. Okay, great.
Good job.
Hey, when you get something built, share it. We want to come. We want to take a look at it. And Rex says, you're welcome. Use your Platins daily. Good job.
Thank you very much, sir.
We're right at the top of the hour. So before we leave, I want to give a plug to a couple things, because you know I was going to do this, is I have a new podcast. SNS Activewear sponsors it. I would love for you to listen to it. First one debuted a week or so ago, and I've had over 500 people listen. So if that's one of you folks, thank you so much for listening. But if you haven't listened, please go to this link. It's available on iTunes and Spotify and Google, everywhere. You can subscribe to it. New episodes come out on the second and the fourth week of the month. And this last one was all about learning from Danny Rosen and Robert Fiveash with Brand Fuel. And they're a promo agency that's got offices in like 5 cities. And it's about how they're pivoting after the COVID virus. So it's a very interesting discussion that I think you can really learn from. Our next episode that comes out on August the 11th is all about a website SEO and how to use Facebook pixels. And our good friend Shelby Craig with Rocket Shirts in Tennessee is the guest on that. So you'll really enjoy that one. And then lastly, Shirt Lab Tribe. We would love for you to be part of our online decorated apparel community. This is a safe, professional area where we can help each other grow and in this time succeed. And I think if you look at it, you'll really like it. It's shirtlabtribe.com. Right now, for the first 100 shops that sign up, it's $49 a month. And then after we get to 100, it's going to go up to $99. So as a founding member, you're locked in at a cheaper price. So it really pays you to be in it. Alan is in there all the time, commenting and doing stuff. I would really encourage you to join, especially if you're wondering what your next move is. And like Beverly, everybody in there has got an online store. If you want to know what they're doing and what to do and how to do it, I can tell you what to do, but it's better stuff comes from our members. And we're all about mentoring each other. And that's what the whole platform is about. And so
I just listened to the Shirt Lab Tribe, the deal Jesse Martinez did with Matsui on specialty water-based. It was incredible.
Yeah. So every Thursday we do a private presentation on something. Yesterday was Jesse with Matsui talking about how to use metallic water-based ink and foil adhesive. And it was 45 minutes to an hour of him walking you through what screen mesh, what drummer squeegee, what are you going to do? Everything you need to know was in that presentation. The week prior, my Shirt Lab partner, Tom, was talking about how to buy a business. He's bought 7 businesses. So if you want to know how to buy a business to expand, he's the guy. He just bought, believe it or not, 1-800 t-shirts. So Tom Rowan owns that now, and he's going to be doing a lot of really fun stuff with that. So, and we've had, Alan's done his presentation. We had Charlie Tobley been there doing a DIY registration system. I did a presentation about how to write a business plan. we got a lot of really great stuff coming up. That's every single Thursday. So anyway, we're a little over. We got last minute comments, and then I want to give the floor to Eric. So Jack says update on Andy. I don't know. What do you guys know?
Andy, Anderson Studios has been sold. Andy sold it. I think it was someone out of Texas, from what I've heard. And Rob, you might know more, or Eric. I believe it's still staying in Nashville. It's just a secondary location for this company. Andy did end up selling it all, is what I've heard. So
Yeah, he did.
And Rob says, thanks, guys. Great to hear Eric's insight, and congrats again to Marsha on the new venture, pivoting from impressions to action. Sorry, Alan. Had to say pivot.
Oh, Rob, I love you, man.
So, Eric, we're going to give the floor to you for last minute comment.
Live long and prosper. I don't know. Last minute comment. Guys, thank you so very, very much. I'm honored that you chose me to be on the show. I think I hope I go down as the original guest. Am I the first guest?
No, that was Marsha.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I know both of you very well and have the greatest respect for both of you. I love what you're doing. Marsha's waving goodbye there.
Yeah.
That's great.
I am so unbelievably grateful to be a part of this industry. I'm a lifer. I've been doing this since I was 11 years old. And this business has now been my baby for almost 30 years. And it's my number one most favorite thing in the world is to run my business. I love it. I'll never retire.
Yep.
I enjoy it too much. I have a succession plan in place that's going to allow me to do what I love for the rest of my life. And that I'm happy about.
Yeah.
So
Eric's achieved immortality. We'll have to talk about that later.
You'll end up having to sweep my dust out of my chair, though. I can promise you that.
Well,
And to the rest of everybody in the industry, thank you for making it happen for me.
Yep.
Thank you for the many years of support, trust in our company, for allowing us to grow our company and to develop new products and to become the company that we are. We surely couldn't have done it without your many years of support. And thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you, Eric. It was really fun having you and Marsha on, and we wish you all the best success. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
gentlemen.
much, both of you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, don't hang up. Hold on.
Yes,
Yeah.
stay on.
What else?